Hey guys, welcome back. So glad you could join us. My name is Brian Best with Sun and Sand Living, Exit King Realty, and
I'm Philip Zoller. I'm a loan originator with Amerifund Home Loans.
And today, guys, a lot of times people come to us, for me at least, I don't know if they come to you, Phil, but I get buyers that come to me and they say, hey, let's go look at some homes. So what's my first question then? My first question is always, hey buddy, are you pre-approved? There's only two answers. There's a yes or a no. There's no maybe, there's a yes or a no. If the answer is yes, great. Hey, let's go look at some homes. Let me see that pre-approval letter because I don't believe you. If the answer is no, guess what? I have a friend over here, Philip Zoller, who can help you get pre-approved, right? So let's just kind of play this scenario out, right? You come to me and you say, hey, Brian, I want to go look at some homes. Great. Hey, Mr. Buyer, are you pre-approved? No, Brian, I'm not. Okay, well, let me get you in touch with Philip Zoller. He's amazing over at Amerifund Home Loans. He'll get you taken care of. Once you're done there, you and I can have a conversation. So I'm going to send you over to Phil.
Yep. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation, and basically we're going to discuss what your needs and what your wants are. Once we get an idea of that, we're going to start to collect documents. We're going to collect financial information, past work history, so on and so forth. And that's basically just to verify all of the information that's going to be filled out in the loan application once we get things started. And once we do all that, we're going to get a pre-approval letter based on what you will able to qualify for, and then we'll kick it back over to Brian, and you guys can go begin your house hunting journey.
That's right. And then I get a call from you and say, hey, Brian, guess what? I'll say, what? You'd be like, I've been pre-approved. Great, let's go look at some houses, right? So now we know the number that we're shooting for. So we're going to go look at some houses. You find the house you want, your dream home, right? You following with me, right? You got your dream home. You say, okay, this is the one we want to put an offer in. So we write an offer. You and I are going to sit down together. We're going to write an offer. We're going to submit it to the listing agent. The listing agent is going to call us. I'm going to get a call from them. They're going to say, hey, Brian, I'm happy to call you and tell you that your offer has been accepted. So then I get to call you back and I say, hey, guess what, guys? The offer's been accepted. Great. Now the fun begins, right? So typical length from the time the offer gets accepted to the time we close is I typically tell people about 30 days. The loan might be ready, title might be ready, but I would say typically about 30 days from contract to close. And I know that Amerifund can get things done quicker than that, and typically my title company can get it done quicker than that. So I usually put an on or before a date, just so we have that flexibility. Now, if the seller needs more time in the house, then we'll give that to them, but typically about 30 days. And then I send everything over to Phil, and I send it over to the title company, and that's where the fun begins on your end, right?
Yep, that's right. So once we get your purchase agreement, we'll have that sent over to our processing team, and our processing team at Amerifund is amazing. I just got to shout out Jennifer, Melody, Gina, Stacy. I mean, they really are.
I hear you guys rock.
They do. They're total rock stars. So what they're going to do at that point is they're going to basically take that file. They're going to put a nice bow on it. They're going to collect any additional documents that are needed to make sure that the file is airtight. They're going to reach out to title and escrow. They're going to collect those fees because all those fees are going to need to be on that loan estimate that goes out as far as those disclosures. And once, like I said, once that's all tidied up with a nice bow on it, they're going to ship it over to underwriting. And underwriting is really where the rubber meets the road. They're the ones that are going to do the final analysis and determine whether or not the loan will be approved or not.
Okay. So while all that stuff is going on in underwriting, that's the stuff that you're not going to see, hopefully. Hopefully you're not getting a bunch of calls from Phil saying, hey, we need this form, we need this form, right?
Right. Yep.
So hopefully all that stuff is going on in the background and everything is great. So in the meantime, we're going to go get inspections. So typically from the beginning of the contract, in the contract, there's actually a section that gives us the amount of time we have to get our inspections. Yep. So it's usually 3 days to 15 days. We usually settle on right around 10 days to get all those inspections. Now the inspections are going to tell us everything that's wrong with the home, right? So an inspector's job is to go in there and find things wrong with the home, right? So that we can go back to the seller and say, okay, either fix this or don't fix this. We need a credit for this. So there's a bunch of different things that can go on, but the two important things that you're going to get is you're going to get a 4-point inspection that's going to go over to the insurance company, and they're going to say, yes, we can give you coverage, right? And then you're also going to get a wind mitigation on the roof, and that'll help you get some credits back on your insurance as well. So in the meantime, we're going to, if there's a septic tank or a well, We're going to get those inspections. We always want to make sure, because we live in Florida, we want to make sure we get the wood destroying organism inspection as well. They're also known as termites, right? Or carpenter ants or anything like that. But we just want to make sure that you're protected, that you're comfortable going into the home, and you have all the cards laid out on the table before you. So that's what we want. We want what's best for you. And after all the inspections are done, we wait on Phil and we wait on title company over here to tell us some great news.
Yeah. So at that point, we're going to wait to hear back from underwriting. There's normally two situations that are going to take place. Either you're going to get a conditional approval, which is basically just going to require some cleanup work, basically maybe some additional documents, most recent pay stubs, something along those lines. If not, or if there are, and once those conditions are approved and met, you'll get your clear to close and the loan will be funded, and that's a joyous celebration.
Oh my gosh, guys. So I always growing up, I always thought the three best words was "I love you." Yeah. Right? My most favorite words now are "clear to close." All right. So I get the call from Phil, and Phil says, "Hey Brian, guess what? We're clear to close." Okay. Now we set a time with the title company. We go over there. You sign away the documents. I pass you the keys, and I say, "Welcome home."
Yep.
So guys, that's just kind of a quick rundown of the timeline, what it takes to buy a home. If you'd like more information, feel free to reach out to us. My name is Brian Best, Sun and Sand Living, Exit King Realty. My phone number is 941-587-2551.
And I'm Philip Zoller. I'm with Amerifund Home Loans, and you can reach me at 941-232-1939.